Hello everyone. In this video I'll be doing a ranking of the best to worst leg exercises on this tier list. So starting off first, we have the lying hamstring curl, lying leg curl. Now this exercise, it's good. Like, it's not a terrible exercise. I think a lot of people need to work on hamstrings, so it's a good accessory movement because you're just using your hamstrings. And with a laying down position, you're able to activate all four muscle heads. Versus when you're seated down, you're only going to be activating three of the muscle heads in the hamstrings. So it's a little bit better to do them lying down. Next, we got the hip thrust, which I think it's a great exercise actually. More people need to be training their glutes. It helps out a lot when you're doing things like deadlifts or squats, two of the most important exercises out there. And most people can benefit from building up their glutes because one of the most important or one of the most common pains that people have is lower back pain, and having strong glutes is going to help out with that. So I think it's a pretty great exercise. Some people don't like them. Some people like to hate on it and vocal on the internet, but I think they're pretty good. Brett Condreas came up with that. So yeah, next we have the goblet squat, which I think it's another great exercise. Honestly, underrated. Not enough people do goblet squats. A lot of people just jump right to barbell squats, but there's a lot of value in doing a goblet squat. So I think it's a great exercise personally because benefit to injury ratio is definitely there. So I like it. I like it a lot. It's a great exercise. Great for beginners too. So, and also great if you're coming back from an injury. Everything about it's great. Next is the barbell good morning. Meh, or I'm going to put it trash. Reason for that being there's other exercises that are going to do the exact same thing without axially loading the barbell above your back. If you're doing something like a barbell Romanian deadlift, you're going through a similar motion to that, but you're not loading a barbell above your back, which makes it difficult to set up. There is obviously a lot of benefit to doing an exercise like this, but I think there's other ones out there that can alleviate some of the issues that are presented with the good morning. Even if you have like a super squat machine, there's kind of a good morning setup you can do on that, and I think it's a little bit safer. But yeah, just with clients in the past that I've had, whenever they do good mornings, it's difficult to coach them through it properly, and there's usually injuries that come about it. So yeah, it's just a riskier exercise. Next, we got the hack squat, which good or great. I'll say it's great. Hack squats are just unreal for if you've already done your barbell squats and you want something that's going to further tax the legs out. Hack squats are great for that. It's more of a loading exercise, so you can go a little bit heavier on hack squats than other types of squats. So it's a fun exercise. Some people ego lift with this, so you want to be mindful not to do that because with this your back doesn't move freely like it does on other exercises, so could cause some pain in the knees or in other joints. Next, we got the leg press. Now this is a very popular exercise. I don't know, I'm going to put it in meh. Leg press it's beneficial. Like, it's good for loading. It's very similar to hack squats, but I prefer doing hack squats because the translation of the exercise is much better on a hack squat. They're roughly the same kind of concept. Like, if you look at a leg press, it looks like a if you just swap out the seat for the weight there. So yeah, there's better exercise than the leg press. I don't think it's a terrible exercise. I think it's just meh. Like, there's lots of different types of leg presses. There's cable ones, plate loaded. It can be a nice accessory exercise, but a lot of people use it as their main leg day exercise, so that's why I'm putting it in meh. I know a lot of people that brag about their leg press strength and they don't have a very good squat, so I think it's meh for sure. Next, we got the Bulgarian split squat. Now, this is one of the most hated exercises for the difficulty involved in doing it. I'm going to put it in the best tier because if you do a lot of Bulgarian split squats, you're going to become very strong. You're also going to get very large legs, and you're going to have good balance between your left and right sides, which is very important in exercises like the squat, much more than people realize. So Bulgarian split squats, it's a great exercise to throw in after. Let's say you did some barbell squats, you want to do something that's going to further burn them out. I'm a big fan of lunges, and the Bulgarian split squat is just like a reverse or a rear foot elevated split squat or lunge. So really great exercise, lots of benefit, helps with strength, muscle size, and stability. Three important things. Next, we got sprinting, which, I mean, I wouldn't throw it into this, but it was on this list. So it's good or meh. If you see sprinters, some of them have very large legs, so it obviously has some benefit. But sprinting and running in general is one of the most injury-prone exercises out there. So I'm going to put in meh just because of the injury risk associated with it. Not that it's a bad exercise. If there's any sprinters watching, I am sorry. I'm just talking from a purely strength and hypertrophy route, and sprinting does cause injuries often. Running is the most common sport to have an injury in, so that's why I'm going to rate that there. Next, we got the barbell front squat, which is going to go in the best. I love front squats. It's kind of similar to the goblet squat, which I ranked in great, but you're able to load a little bit heavier. The front squat's great because it forces you to keep your body more upright, using your abs a little bit more in the exercise, and it's great for just building up your overall quads. Has great translation if you want to do Olympic weightlifting as well, because it's when you're doing a clean, you drop into that front squat position. So I think it's a position that a lot of people need to have, as well as having a nice front rack, being able to hold the barbell up front. If you're not currently doing front squats, it's a good exercise to develop and work on because there's many benefit to it, much benefit. And you can also do things like overhead press from a front squat and then into push press. So there's a lot of versatility there. I see a lot of people hating on them, but I think they're a very good exercise. Next, we got the deadlift, which I'm going to also put in the best. I'm going to talk, I guess, both. If you're doing conventional deadlifts or sumo deadlifts, great exercise. Works that posterior chain, working up the glutes, hamstrings, and even quads if you're doing more of a sumo stance. It really hits every single muscle in the body. Very valuable tool. If you are unsure how to do this, I would definitely see a personal trainer, though, because they are much, much more difficult than a lot of other exercises. And there's always the risk of blowing out your back. So you want to make sure you're doing them correctly. Don't ego lift. Don't lift too heavy. But if done correctly, can be a very, very good exercise. Next, we got the barbell lunge. I don't know how I feel about that because you can accomplish like a lot from having the bar or having dumbbells. So I want to put it in good. Like, it's not a terrible exercise. It's a bit more advanced, but it doesn't always translate to offering better strength or muscle size because you can carry two heavy dumbbells, get the same results out of that. So in terms of lunges, the barbell lunge, not one of my favorites, but you can load it up pretty heavy. So next we got back extensions. I don't know how I feel about these personally. Like, they are okay. Like, I should have another tier here for like okay, but I'm gonna put it in meh. Like, there's nothing directly amazing about these. I find a lot of people do them in the gym just because they have the equipment for people to do it, and they don't really know why they're doing them. But also done very incorrectly. So I'm gonna put it in meh just because there's better exercises out there. It's my 2 cents. Next, we got calf raises. Those are good. Not amazing because I have smaller calves. A lot of people I know have smaller calves, and we can do calf raises all day. I did a month where I trained calves every single day, and barely like a 0.1 increase in my inches on my calves. So they're good, useful exercise. Definitely do them because it's better to do it than to just not. Not a crazy benefit to doing this exercise. If you're doing them, I would recommend doing a much higher rep range because the calves are a bit different as we've been walking in history for a very long time. So they've adapted to be able to handle higher loads or higher frequency of training. So yeah, okay exercise. Next, I'm going to assume this is the Romanian deadlift. Looks kind of like that. We got the regular deadlift there and Romanian deadlift. I think those are two very great exercises. As I said, good mornings. I think them kind of trash exercise. This, as you can see, very similar position to that, but we have the bar down here. We don't have it on our back. This can cause issues to our spine, depending on how we stand and set up. Whereas with the Romanian deadlift, the risk is still there, but it's much less due to the fact we can drop the bar if we fail, or there's a variety of reasons why the Romanian deadlift is a little bit more effective for getting that. It's going to put a little bit less stress on the lumbar spine, which I think is important. And yeah, overall, it's a pretty decent exercise. I can barely see what this one is. I want to move it back. We'll do the seated leg curl. So I put leg curls laying down there as a good exercise. These are like I'll put it, I guess I'm not really ranking these by tier. They're I'll put them good. Not as good as a lying down leg curl, but it's still important for people to train their hamstrings. So I think it's pretty great. Lying leg curls are better, as I said. You get 4 muscle heads versus the 3 on a seated one. So laying down ones are a little bit superior. Next, we got the step up. And this exercise, I want to put great. Reason for that being is not enough people are doing step ups because they're a boring exercise. They do have one of the most, offer the most glute activation out of a lot of exercises. So it's great for people that want to build up their glutes, because when you're putting your foot up on the box, it really stretches out the glutes. It's great also for balance. There's many benefits to this exercise. I don't think people are doing them enough. I rarely ever see people doing step ups, but it's also good for kind of controlling your hips as well. As you go down, you can go down really slow and focus on keeping yourself as level as possible. So that's that. I think there's like Nordic curls where you have your feet trapped there and you're doing like a reverse curl. Traumatized by this exercise. I've seen a video of someone tearing their hamstring. I've had muscle tears before, pec surgery 3 times. I don't like exercise that have a high risk of injury. They are a good exercise. I'm going to put them in trash just because people are likely to injure themselves doing it. And I don't know, that video really scared me from doing them. There's benefit to doing it, but you can also do things like your laying down hamstring curl, seated leg curl, Romanian deadlift, regular deadlift. I even think like things like sliders, putting sliders on your feet and doing like leg curls that way, or even like an exercise ball, Swiss ball. So there's other exercises out there. This one is more advanced, definitely offers a lot of benefit to it, but I'm traumatized from a video, so I'm going to put it in trash just because I don't want to see more videos of people injure themselves like that. But that is my tier list for the best leg exercises. Let me know what you think in the comments below. I think, honestly, Bulgarian split squats, front squats, deadlifts. If there's barbell squats, I don't know why there wasn't barbell squats. I'd also put barbell squats on there. Those are kind of your best bang for your buck exercises. And then things like hip thrusts, goblet squats, hack squats, step ups are going to provide a lot of accessories to your mains there. So yeah, that's my tier list. The best to trash. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please hit that like and subscribe button below, and I will see you in the next video.